Nikola Jokic was born on February 19th, 1995 in Serbia, which isn't the biggest basketball market in the world, but they have produced a plethora of NBA-level talent. Players including Jokic, Boban, Vlade Divac, and Peja Stojakovic, just to name a few, and they are consistently competitive in the international scene, with them coming in second place in the latest FIBA tournament after losing to Germany in the championship game. Growing up, Nikola Jokic developed his love for basketball by playing with his older brothers, who both played in Serbia, and one of them even playing professional minor league basketball. This, along with horseback riding, were the Joker's passions growing up. After years of playing basketball in the Serbian leagues, Nikola Jokic declared for the 2014 NBA draft. Many of his initial scouting reports read off something like this. While being a skilled big man for his age, especially in the shooting and passing departments, his lack of athleticism and questionable motor, and slower than average foot speed and strength may comprehend his ceiling on the defensive end and compromise his ability to compete with the physicality of the NBA. It sounds ridiculous in hindsight, but this is what the initial reports were looking like. This led to Jokic being drafted with the 41st overall pick in the 2014 NBA draft, infamously during a Taco Bell commercial. A Taco Bell commercial. The guy that's doing stuff like this, and this, and this, was no doubt seriously undervalued as a prospect. At the time of him being drafted, the Nuggets were in sort of a weird spot as a franchise. In the 2012 season, Denver won 57 games, but after disappointingly getting bounced out in the first round by a young Golden State team, the Nuggets decided to head in a different direction by firing longtime head coach George Karl and trading their best player Andre Iguodala away. The following season, Denver had a losing record and no clear direction to go in, with the team being filled with solid but no real great players. On the night of the 2014 draft before Jokic was taken, the Nuggets had pulled off a draft night trade to get Jusuf Nurkic, another big man, and a prototypical two-guard in Gary Harris. In retrospect, this was a pretty good move by Denver to get two quality role players, but not enough really to push the needle. That push came in the form of Nikola Jokic, who no one could have predicted what he would eventually become. Jokic joined the Denver Nuggets a year later in the 2015-16 season, after initially being drafted a year before. His rookie year was solid, but nothing spectacular, with him putting up 10-7 splits and about 20 minutes of action a night. After his rookie campaign, the Nuggets started to take notice of what they had in Jokic and his ridiculous offensive repertoire, especially his passing as a center. As the Joker got better, the organization started to draft players to complement his playstyle. Dynamic scorers such as Jamal Murray and Michael Porter Jr. are the most notable of the bunch. 2018 was Jokic's breakout year, with him making his first All-Star appearance and an All-NBA team, after putting up averages of 2011 and most surprisingly, 7 assists a night. At this time, no one had ever seen a passing talent at the center position quite like Jokic. His play and other young developing players on the Nuggets helped them finish with 54 wins. They lost in a tough 7-game battle against the Portland Trail Blazers in the playoffs, and although they lost, there was plenty of hope for the future. The next season was weird for every NBA team, considering the pandemic pushed the playoffs back. But again, Jokic and the Nuggets had a brilliant season, with them making a 3-1 comeback against the title favorite Clippers, just before falling short against the eventual champs, LeBron James and the Los Angeles Lakers, in the Western Conference Finals. Haters were skeptical of Denver's playoff success, chalking it up to the bubble environment, but they didn't let those narratives stop them. However, over the next 2 years, the Nuggets struggled with injuries, most notably to their second-leading scorer Jamal Murray, who famously went nuclear in the bubble, with multiple legendary scoring performances in the playoffs. While Murray, MPJ, and others struggled to stay healthy, the Nuggets had one beacon of consistency, and that, of course, was Jokic. Jokic would go on to win back-to-back MVPs because of his legendary offensive output and efficiency. Denver would make the playoffs both years, but it wouldn't lead to much postseason success. Players like Will Barton and Aaron Gordon were the team's other big contributors, so it wasn't likely for them to make a deep postseason run, even if those are quality role players. Last year was finally Denver's year, with Jamal Murray and Michael Porter Jr. getting healthy and them trading for key pieces such as Kentavious Caldwell-Pope and Aaron Gordon prior to this season. Jokic was on pace to win his third straight MVP, but outside factors of his control, looking at you, Kendrick Perkins, led to more support for Joel Embiid to win the award. While the Joker didn't win MVP, this didn't matter with the Nuggets having a phenomenal season and finishing as the 1 seed out west. The playoffs is where I believe Jokic and crew finally started to get the respect they deserved, with them going 16-4 in the postseason on the way to the Nuggets franchise first championship. Everyone in that starting lineup gelled and meshed together perfectly for this title run, with impressive postseason runs from Jamal Murray and Aaron Gordon most notably. Jokic, on the other hand, had arguably one of the greatest postseason runs in league history, with putting up averages of 30, 14, and 10 on amazing efficiency, especially from behind the arc, shooting 46% from deep. This ultimately led to Nikola Jokic taking home the Finals MVP and establishing himself as an all-time great. He's already off to another amazing start of the season, and him and the rest of Denver don't seem to be slowing down. They should be championship contenders for many years to come.